A former Sky 2 pilot was in the line of fire on Tuesday this week when insurgents shot a private security helicopter out of the sky.
4 crew members were killed, including pilot Dan Laguna's brother. I talked with Dan from Baghdad's Green Zone just a short time ago about the mission and the death of his brother, Art. 52-year-old Art Laguna of Rio Linda, California, a pilot who spent time in Iraq, Kosovo, Bosnia, and the National Guard. On Tuesday, he and his chopper crew were hit by insurgent gunfire. They were all killed. We know Art's brother, Dan Laguna, who flew many news missions in Sky 2. Dan is also a longtime military pilot. Both Dan and Art worked side by side in Baghdad for Blackwater USA, a company that provides security for government and private clients. On Tuesday, Dan and Art were on a mission together, flying separate choppers. They came under heavy fire.
I got shot up to see where he was, and lost sight of him within about a few seconds or less. And then I had to put my aircraft, because I got shot up, had to put it on the ground.
Dan says he managed to fly his damaged chopper back to a base, replaced some rotor blades, and headed back out to search for his brother.
Second flight back that I looked at, after they put him in it was my brother, and realized that I had them all, then I flew back to the Green Zone.
Dan has seen the worst of war. One of his missions was immortalized in the film Black Hawk Down. 1993, in Somalia, he was flying Little Bird gunships to support the Blackhawks. Then later in Haiti, he survived a fiery crash.
In our last engagement, we had a problem, and the aircraft ended up hitting the ground, and the video stops on impact, and you'll see a big ball of fire where the aircraft hit the ground.
Dan spent a long time recovering. Now, with the loss of his brother, Dan told me from Baghdad, it's the price for freedom.
Everybody here that I've talked to, military and non-military, doing this job, would not want to be anywhere else but here to make sure that this fight is not taken back to our home.
Art had planned to teach his youngest daughter to fly when he got home, a dream that was cut short in Iraq. Dan told me that he's getting ready to head back to the States in just a few hours with his brother's body. He says that after Art's funeral in California, he'll spend a few days with his family, then he will head back to Baghdad to finish his job.
Go back to work. You know, Dan survived with a lot of burns, and he puts on a volleyball tournament for the Burn Center up at the U every year, and his brother and mom and everybody comes up and helps him do the whole tournament.
Yeah, Art came up here
to
help.
Yep.
And just a tragedy, and it's unbelievable how Dan is so firm carrying out the mission in Baghdad. Yeah. And even when I was talking to him, there were helicopters flying overhead. I could hardly hear what he was saying.
And he came out without a scratch, right?
Yeah, he was not hurt. He actually, they landed the helicopter after it was hit by gunfire. Right. He got out and looked at it, and there were people running toward him, so he knew it wasn't safe.
Right.
Jumped back in the helicopter, took off, went back to the Green Zone, took about 8 minutes to replace some rotor blades,
right.
Headed back out where he found his brother and the others
horrible.
Dead in that crash.